everyone, it's Mike, this old hot rod. Appreciate you guys coming back, seeing what's going on in the shop today. We're working on the 31 Tudor Sedan. I say it's a 31 because the title says it's a 31. What we're working on today, this panel. So we got some bad metal on the car, and roughly it's like here, down. Like you can't see it, but it's all thin right there. I can almost poke my finger through it. So I'm gonna try not to get into this curve because there's just really no need to. So I'm gonna try to stay right on the flat just to make my life a little bit easier. I'm gonna come down probably 2, maybe 3 inches. I was thinking about going right to the belt line. I still might. This is just a good place to weld. Let me see, or maybe just above the belt line. I haven't finished yet. See, like all this here is bad, and then down here. Oh, I'm further over actually, so I do have to go further over. I can see daylight through the other side. So we got a lot of metal to replace, but I'm going to figure out where is the best place to cut it, and we're going to cut it. We're going to get a new piece of metal tacked and welded in place. Then we're going to call that done. Then we're going to move over here onto the driver's side. Smash! Alright, so then we're going to move over here because this is bad. Now, oh, you should chop it. You should chop it. Why don't you chop it? Well, this is why I'm not chopping it. And then this is bad. This is bad here, rotted here, rotted here, rotted down here. So that's the reason why I'm not going to chop it. Because of this. And this. And that. And that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on that piece on the back. And then I'm going to see if the reveal, the metal, the reveal on the window that I have for the back would match this. If in fact it does, I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to replace this. If it does not match it, I'm going to make my own. So let's go. Alright, let's see now. Now this belt line has an arch to it, but I'm going to just simplify my life. So right in the middle of the window. I'm going to draw a line there. I'm just going to adjust my ruler. Line there. So we got all bad metal here. We got bad metal here, and then all up here. Let's stick my marker in there. So we got to remove all of this down here to here. So I'm just gonna something like that. Alright, now I could go all the way across, I know, but there's really no need to. I just want to remove what I need to remove and make it as simple as I can. All this metal on this side's good. So let's get that cut out, and we'll get the replacement panel over here. We'll get the metal cut out, get it fit, get it trimmed down, and get it welded in place. I may end up doing the small little backer strip like I did on the last video for the patch panels on the passenger side, but we'll see how this metal looks once I get it cleaned up.
I got a job in the valley, but today I didn't go. I need a day off, but the boss says hell no. I'm gonna get drunk and smoke 3 packs of more.
So this is what I don't need. More metal for the scrap pile. It's pretty big by now. You should see it.
I got a wife at the house, but she got no love for me.
here you can see the missing piece to the puzzle. This is the panel that my buddy Justin dropped off. This is obviously the area I'm going to be using for this particular patch. And then what I'm hoping to be able to do is be able to use maybe a portion of this for the driver's side rear window. But that remains to be seen. So the first thing I want to do, get some measurements off of that window, and then I'll cut this opening just a little bit bigger, or the patch a little bit bigger. And then I'll start cutting it to fit. I'll put this over, get it over on the hole, get it cut to fit, and then we'll get the get this patch put on. Put this right down, get some measurements made, and we'll figure out what we need. So we got 7.5 inches from the side of the window. I'm going to clean that metal first. I'm going to get it cleaned up before I cut it out. Just make my life a little bit easier. And then we'll start getting it fit to the car. So this is our new piece. I need to get the metal in the back cleaned up. I'll get these tacks out of here and stuff. So we'll do that off the video, off camera, and then we'll start the fitting process. Start to get this thing fitted on the back of the car. I actually think I may end up just cutting it right across the belt line. It's just a nice spot to weld it. There's a little bit added strength because of that bead there. Less of a tendency for the metal to move around and warp. Something like that. Something like that. Let's get this cut down first. Let me get this metal cleaned up on the back, and then we'll start fitting it to the car. Now I'm gonna start to get this fitted to the car. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work from this side over. The reason why is I know I have about a 1/2 inch overlap on this end, but this end's a little more critical because I want to make sure I get this curvature of the bottom portion of the window correct. And I did cut it a little bit long on this side also, just to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. I want to find the right curvature on the window. I'm going to make my mark, but I'm going to make sure I stay on the right side of my marker line. And then what I can do is then just start to really creep up and fit it. If I cut it on the black mark line or to the left of it, it'll be cut too far. And then I can kind of just creep up to it, a blade width at a time, or just with my sanding disc, just to fine tune it. Once I get this in place, I'll get it set down, I'll get the bottom line cut, figure out exactly where it needs to be cut, and then what I'll do is I'll trim this side to fit. So I'll get this cut out after I read my text message. I'm gonna tack this in place. I don't really know if I should, but I'm struggling here. Let me get some sheet metal clamps here. Let me fired up. Whoa, we'll get this tacked in place.
And part of me thinks I ain't never gonna make it back home. Yeah, part of me thinks I ain't never gonna make it back home.
Alright guys, let me shut up the welder. I got this panel just kind of set in place for now. Obviously you got to tack about every inch. I'm going to let this metal cool. I mean, it's really not hot, I suppose, but it's really nice and flush. It should be really nice once the welds are ground down. You guys see I went down to the belt line. Like I said, once I spent a few minutes thinking about it, I thought it's probably a better idea. This is kind of where we're at. I'm going to continue over onto the B-pillar now. I kind of skipped that for now because I think that's going to be a little bit more work. I have to build that from scratch. Not that that's a tough piece of metal to build, but this kind of had all the shapes and everything already ready for me. So I figured I took a week off and I just kind of eased my way back into things. So this was a nice little project to get started on. I'm going to leave it here for now. I'll kind of clean up some of the welds and I'll get everything finished welded. I dropped the panel down and cut it right at the top of the belt line. The reason I did that is because there's a lot more integrity in the steel and the sheet metal at this belt line. The metal was good as far as like the integrity of the metal, but there's just less chance of warpage by welding here right at the top of that belt line. So it's got a great fitment. It's got a nice smooth curve in the corner. So I think, you know, as far as the fitment goes, I think it fit pretty good. And that's a big improvement. So once that's all cleaned up and everything's kind of primered or whatever the case is, that should be pretty good. So I'm going to wrap up this portion of the video here, and then we're going to get into the B-pillar next. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll start over here on the driver's door, on the driver's side. The metal's a little bit different, but we're going to see. The wood is still in the car above the door, above the rear windows also. I don't know. Alright, well, I think I'm just going to wrap up this video here for now. This is the first half of the video. The second half of the video is either going to be me working on the B-pillar on the passenger side, or it's going to be working on the window on the driver's side. I haven't really made up my mind yet, but it's dinner time, and I'm hungry, and I'm going to go eat. So we'll see you guys next time on this old hot rod. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. What's going on, everyone? It's Mike with this old hot rod. Kind of doing a wrap up to this video because of my work schedule lately, and yeah, just work schedule basically. And then Allie and I are actually taking off. We're heading out on a cruise. So when you guys are watching this video, we will be just getting home from our vacation. So we're taking off. We're heading out on a cruise. The whole family's going, and we're heading to the Bahamas for the week. So between work and then just trying to get a lot of loose ends tied up before I take off for a week, because I'm going to lose a week's worth of work. I had to work the past couple weekends, and it's just been really tough to get into the garage. You guys saw the last two videos, so while you saw the two patch panel videos, which was the door and the cowl, and then the panel on the rear quarter, I was on a boat sailing in the Atlantic on my way to Bahamas and on my way home. So on the passenger side, the driver's side rather, the driver's side patch panels are done. And obviously you guys just watched me do this patch panel here. So the second half of this video, what it was going to be, I'm trying to not move too fast to make you guys sick, is going to be this panel here. You can see I've already got it cut out. It's essentially made already. It took me hours to figure out how I was going to be able to make it, and I created that on my own. You can see underneath. In order to get the radius, I'll show you on the passenger side because there isn't one on the driver's side. There is a radius here on this. You can kind of see it, right? So in order to get that radius, to get the thickness of this metal here, it gets fatter here and gets narrower again in the back. So in order to get that, I needed to get this inside edge flat and straight. And then I needed to create a radius on the outside. So in order for me to do that, you guys will see in the video, I end up using my brake as a clamp. So as you can see, this actually it actually works great as a clamp. So I got this clamped in place, and now what I did was I just relieved a couple areas, and I'm gonna start creeping this in. But what I realized is I have a little too much metal here. It's actually still a little too wide. So what I think I'm gonna end up having to do is probably cut this down. You can see the line I already have marked off. I'll flip you guys around. So you can see the line that I have marked off here. That's how much further I'm gonna cut this down, this panel down. So I need to eliminate almost a ½ an inch, about 3/8 of an inch. And then what I'll do in order to create my radius, I will just simply move that in and tack it in place. And that will give me the outside radius of the car. All right, everyone, well, that's going to be it for me. I just wanted to just come out and do a quick wrap-up video and just kind of close out this one. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish that patch panel. I showed you guys kind of, how it's looking so far and what I still need to do. It's late Sunday night. I'm just editing this video, finishing up this video, and going to get it uploaded. So you guys have a video on Saturday, the day I return. We'll be home on the 11th. It's actually going to be my daughter's birthday. My daughter turns 21, so her name's Sydney. And so yeah, just wrapping up this video. Thanks again to everybody who's following along. Appreciate all the support. There's been a lot of recent interest in the car, a lot of messages and emails lately. Obviously the car is for sale. I don't have anybody that, no deposits or anything like that, which is fine, but that's my doing. I'm not really allowing that at this point. I just want to get the car done to a point where I'm going to finish it, and kind of just at that point I'm going to do a walk around video, probably do a live video, and just kind of update everybody on what's going on. I've been super busy. I just did a monster house this past 2 weeks. And just one single house took me 2 weeks with 4,000 square feet. I'm a house painter and I work by myself, so it's just a lot of work for one guy. I haven't been out in the shop for the past couple of weeks because of that reason alone, and it's been a lot. A lot of people have been purchasing stuff on the website also. I just picked up another round of t-shirts, so I'm restocking the logo t-shirts on the website. So give me a few days after I get home, after watching this video. I restocked from small all the way up to 5X. I've never had the bigger shirts on the website, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to update the inventory and to get everything updated, and then I'll let you guys know when that time comes. But appreciate everybody who's been jumping on the website, ordering stuff. Try to do my best to get things shipped out as quick as I can, but sometimes with my work schedule it's a little tough. I'm sure you guys understand. So I appreciate it. Thanks everybody following along, and see you soon. See you after my cruise. Hopefully I'll be nice and relaxed. Maybe even get a little suntan. See you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.